Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannons. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Out of the way.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to your Thursday night broadcast here on SRW TV. Tonight is our championship round, thanks to Warren and Brown Tools, here for the Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals. We come to you from an amazing Australian circuit that is Phillip Island. 4.41 kilometres of twists and turns and just downright great racing. The championship has officially been won by John McHenry from Locked On Lads as of last week. But podium 2 and 3 are still up for grabs with Jordan McDonnell and Callan Hodgkinson battling it out for those top 2 spots. I am Nathan ShiBBy Howard, and joining me in the comms box, as always, is Ryan Green. Good evening, Ryan.
Hello. It's been a very hectic last couple of minutes as I've been fiddling around with an Excel spreadsheet.
You'll be right, mate.
We're gonna get these results live tonight.
Yeah, we want to have them live, and we want to be able to talk to our championship podium. Mate, Super Sprint Round Series has been an absolute cracker this season. So good that of our 40 drivers cap for the registration for next season, we're already at 38.
Yeah, it's good to see that it popped off, and every series across the board through SRW is completely filled out. It was a bit of hot property this season for season 4, so much so that even I had to jump in on the action. I threw my name down for the 86s next season, so
we're not going to have your comms, mate?
Probably not.
We're going to have to fill you in.
Mate, no, I might do another night, but for 80 to Thursday nights, after I had my little moved house, had a 3-4 weeks off racing, I've gotten the itch again, proper bad. And I just want to get back out on track. So
yeah, do it, buddy. Get out there and have some fun. I think one of the things of working for SRWs is the benefits of being able to get out there and race as well. So definitely, mate. I'll miss you on the broadcast. And it'll be hard boots to fill, mate, with all your technical knowledge about the tracks. But we are here tonight.
Mate, I'll still be around.
Yeah, you can't get away from us, mate. Once you're part of the family, it's game, set, and match.
Absolutely.
But anyway, we are here for the championship round at Phillip Island. Let's have a quick look at the results and standings as of round 8, which was last week. This is with drop rounds included. John McHenry leading the absolute charge as Mr. Consistent this season for the Locked On Lads Racing. 1,253 points. That number is only going to grow tonight. But officially, working out the maths last week, Ryan did for us, but he has walked away with the championship. But he's still out here tonight to make sure he secures that, finishes his season on a great win, and still going to have some awesome racing tonight. And you can see Callan Hodgkinson, Jordan McDonald are right on top of each other. So this is the battle now for P2. And Dan Batouche is really not far off either. So plenty of points to be gained tonight. So there could be some shuffling of that top 5 before the night is over.
Yeah, definitely one of the battles to keep an eye on tonight as well was that 7-8-9 battle of Brendan Soper, Wayne Edwards and Bruce White. Just only less than 10 points, so 8 points between those 3. So every position's going to be paramount for those guys tonight, and they could shuffle them around heaps. And even looking slightly further up, the gap between Kevin Wakefield and Greg Johnson, only, 7 points the gap between those two as well. So, it's coming down right to the wire. Even further down the field, when I was keying it in earlier, I saw, there it is, Ryan Price and Jake Edwards on even points heading into the final round, both on 646. So, 8 rounds of racing, but they're still on top of each other coming into the final round.
Well, over all the series, mate, the way that this has run, this has been the closest in points battles towards the championship round. These guys have non-stopped, fought tooth and nail all the way to the end. So it's been a phenomenal series. I look forwards tonight at Phillip Island, and then, mate, pumped for next season. So just got to get through the Pro-Am on Sunday night. So don't forget, guys, if you are not subscribed, if you haven't hit that notification bell, do that now, because Sunday night, 7:30, our final race of our Season 3 of 2023 will be going live for our simrigs.com V8 Supercars Pro-Am, where we will be crowning another championship driver. So I look forward. Let's get out there and see before the practice ends. Whoops. That was the wrong button. Good job. Let's get out there, have a look at some of the times they're doing in practice before we head on into the racecraft qualifying session. Bit sluggish today. It was a big day at TAFE. Jordan McDonnell doesn't surprise me at all with a 145.428. But Tim Corn locked on, lads. Exactly the same time. 145.428. De Bono, 145.5. Bartouche, 145.9. So if we scroll down to Peter Gretton in 14th, there is only just over a second from 14th to 1st in these practice times.
Yeah, and I'd bet my bottom dollar that Tim Corn may have been on the back of Jordan McDonnell.
Yeah.
On that, because this is one of the all-time disgusting slipstream tracks, especially in these cars. The run all the way out from Lukey Heights, all the way around the final couple of turns, and then onto the front straight, even into turn one. I don't think it'll be flat in these cars, but it'd be goddamn about close. Like, it's just, these cars don't have a lot of top end, and you can almost take turn one flat in a GT3 when you're banging on about, 270 heading down there. These cars will be lucky to get to 200, so it's such a horsepower track, Phillip Island. It's got such the long sweeping corners where you got to hold the momentum up. The minimum speed barely comes down. The slowest corner being down at Lukey Heights, as we were saying before, down the bottom of the hill. I believe it's turn 8. So, by the beach, it's one of the. It's a great track. I was driving it only last week. It was the officials for the GT3s on iRacing, and I fell back in love with it.
It is a great track. I've had a bit of fun out there in the TCR as well as the SR8 Radical. Definitely, it seems like it's an easy track to master, but with how quick and how flowing the corners are, it's very easy to get on the power too early, and you really start feeling your car start sliding off the track. I know myself have ended up in a few of those sand pits multiple times, just taking a corner a little bit too hard, and it's just going to spit you out, and that will be game over. We have entered the qualifying session now, thanks to Racecraft. Okay, it's not a good start. Okay, I think we're back. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. There has been some storm activity over the last 24 hours here in Queensland, and we have been told that there could be something else building. So sorry if there is any stuttering here tonight. We did miss the lads leaving the pit lane here for the final time. No, actually, yeah. No, it won't be the final time because it's a super sprint. So you can see just there, Jordan McDonnell just carrying, oh my gosh, too much speed through that corner. And the car just washing out on him. And that's what we'll be watching out for tonight because of how quick and flowing these corners are. And Cornette, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let's get that track map up so everybody can see where these drivers are. As you said, big slipstream track, very fast flowing corners. It's going to be a really interesting race. About 25 to 26 litres will be used in these cars per 20 minutes. Looking at an average of about 1.5 to 1.8 litres of fuel per lap. Could be a little less for the front. The guys up the front seems they're smashing out 1.4. My calculations were worked off a 1.5. But it is going to be an absolute cracker. J-Mac hasn't left the pits yet. He's probably going to have a bit of fun and do the old J-Mac play and start from the back of the pits. Give himself a bit of a challenge. Nathan Kane came through the 152. Mark Turner came through next to the 152. Tyler Sheaf knocked them both down with the 151.8. And Lockie Brett now leading the pole position charge on a 151.701. Still a lot of time to come down now. They were definitely running a lot quicker than that during practice, but that was their first hot lap. Something I wanted to show.
Yeah, just the first, you know, get the tyres warmed up. We saw him, as we saw, down in the 45s. So, and just saying, even with Lockie Brett now, he's looks like a struggle to keep the car on the road. The track's quite cool, which will benefit them later in the run. That's for sure.
That's what I was looking at.
It was 18-degree track.
19 degrees at the moment from my end. Close enough, mate. Margin of error, 1%
close
there.
enough. I think it came up since the start, maybe a degree, because I saw it at 18 on the pre-slide. But I mean, close enough. Point is, it's pretty cold out there, so the tyres straight out the gate. Mark Turner's on a bit of a heater right now. Dual purples through the first two sectors. Someone's taken his first purple away from him, but he's on a bit of a flyer so far as he's coming around. Where is that? Around the final turn now. This will all be flat, and he's got a nice toe to boot down the straight. I'm not sure who that is in front, but I'm sure he'll be
Tyler Sheaf.
He'll be loving Tyler Sheaf for this one as he crosses the line with a 146.
145.6.
1.6. That's what I was reading.
Well done, Mark. What a great lap there. Wow, there's times flying in now. They're really starting to get into those low to mid 140s. Wayne Edwards at 147. Soper with a 147. Mac Diddell and Dylan DeBono both on purple sectors out on the same lap. DeBono is following Mac Diddell. Not in the slipstream though, so having a really... Oh no. Yeah, not quite close enough. Mac Diddell on camera... No, DeBono now on camera. McDonnell now on camera. Coming across the line with a purple, a green. Another purple, 145.52. Dylan DeBono, 145.327. Tim Cornt, 145.371. These drivers just are so close to each other in time. It's not funny.
Yeah, this is going to be really tight up the top. It's going to be who can sit in the toe the longest. It's such a detriment. If you haven't got a slipstream around here, if all the tracks for the season to have a slipstream, it's here. This, I would argue, it's stronger here than it is at Monza. It's just seriously one of those tracks, especially with these cars. You know, these tracks used to having cars going at such high speeds. These cars just can't. These cars, you know, just don't have it in them to get to that speed, so a lot of these corners stay flat. I mean, there's a few corners on the track, but a lot of them are really straights for the 86. And yeah, as we said earlier, it's such a horsepower track. If you're not in the toe, and it'll really show for those who haven't been able to pick one up. Someone like, for instance, Kevin Wakefield's, you know, down in the 148, so he's just jumped up now. He's just finished lapped on a 147.7. You can see on screen without a toe right now, and you know it's costing him. I would say it's almost worth a second lap, if not more here.
Oh, for sure, mate. Especially the 86s. It's that type of car where I suppose it's to promote closer racing. Really good car to get into and start learning how to race, because the majority of the races I've done in the iRacing officials is that everybody's on top of each other. It's non-stop racing action.
Tim Cornt's about to go fastest here, I think. Oh, he just went slower in the third sector. Is that two purples? No, he did go fastest though. Down and went a 145.0. So we're almost into the 44s.
And that is quicker than practice.
Man, there was more time in it as well. He had a personal best on a different lap. As we see. So you see Tim Cornt take the
quick way to the pits.
Pushing just a bit too hard there on the second lap, but he had more time in it on the third and final sector. He actually went orange in it, so it wasn't even his personal best. But two purples in the first one, that's good enough to see him up in first place. Still, what, 2.3 tenths clear of Dylan DeBono.
Yep, and we're halfway through the racecraft qualifying session, so that was a cracking lap. That is going to be a tough one to outdo. Mark Turner on some personal bests here as well, and Peter Gretton I do want to jump on board with someone for a lap. Let's pick Pete Gretton, actually. Yeah, we'll see if he goes again. Jake Edwards also just in behind Pete Gretton, so sort of see where he comes up on this time as well. Pete Gretton's going to come back across the line one more time. Will move himself back up into P10. He was there a couple of laps ago, did get knocked back down. Jake Edwards through as well. Didn't improve on his time, but he is still in a good position in P7. Reggie Johnston up into P14, 148. Okay, I need to pick another driver so we can get on board for a lap here around Phillip Island. We're actually going to pick the crisscross racing driver of Callan Hodgkinson as he comes through. We'll be jumping on board thanks to the Warren and Brown Tools cockpit cam. Pricey, let's give us a run through of this track.
Sorry, you completely caught me off guard. I was feeling around. Like, I was fit. Yeah, well, I mean, for one, the name didn't click in the brain because it wasn't mine.
Oh my god.
That's okay.
Too much study.
You might have to get Pricey in there next season.
Yeah, man. But, Ryan Price, you want to come do some? Yeah, he's in chat. You want to come commentate with me, mate? I've been calling Ryan Green, Ryan Price all season.
Sorry, I was fiddling around with the spreadsheet as well, but we got it now. So, but as we're on board with Callan Hodgkinson, I know we're halfway through the lap and I was going to talk you through it, but we're already down at Siberia.
I can pick another driver. We can start again, mate. Do you want to try that again?
We'll start again. Yeah, we'll start again.
Yeah, so we're going to pick car number 4 of Pete Gretton. And we're going to do an onboard here thanks to Warren and Brown Tools cockpit cam. Ryan Green, would you like to talk us through a lap?
I would love to, thank you. As we're on board now, as we said, with Peter Gretton, long run down into turn 1 into Doohan corner. It should be, let's look at the rev limits. Yeah, barely lift if anything in these cars. Whoa! That's drama in turn 1. That's broken, that front left.
Yeah,
that's broken. And there's a few people around there, that's ruined.
Chaotic. Yeah, right.
You know what? Maybe we shouldn't ride on board with people.
Let's go Callan Hodgkinson again.
Alright.
We're gonna do it. Yeah, Greeny is racing the 86.
Callan Hodgkinson, round 2. As we, for the second time, run down the main straight into Doohan. Pretty much flatten these cars, if not flat. Looks like he's carrying less revs he's run wide again.
Stop going on board with people. What is it with the 86s, man?
You want to hug the inside with the 86s. As soon as you see that last tree there between the ocean, then you can start gassing it up. You want to get all the way out to the exit curb. You got to really maximize your exit because it's a long run down out of turn 2 through turn 3. Stoner corner into Miller down at the bottom here. Spot your braking marker. It's about the 100 board. Get on the anchors. Try not to lose too much speed and try not to pick up too much curb. You'll really engage the traction control if you're running. You can use more of that Astro turf on the outside, but could unsettle it. And as we turn it into turn 6 Siberia here, keep it nice and it's really cambered on the inside, so you got to keep it tight. Run it all the way out to the exit curb. As got to maximise your exit again, as this is a long, strenuous run for these 2.4 litre boxes up the hill. So you run through 7 and 8. Sweeping, you hug the outside line, spot the exit road on your left, get on the anchors and try to not catch any oversteer as it crests over Lukey Heights here, turn 9, and quickly drop down the hill. As soon as it starts coming down here, you're on the brakes, hug the inside, but don't overuse the curb on the outside here, that'll spit your car out. Has a little landmine there on the outside through turn 11, and this will be all the way flat, all the way through to the finish line. Just get it turned in nicely, don't scrub too much speed out of the corner through turn 12. And then onto the long front straight, the Garden Straight to Phillip Island, and that's a lap for Callan Hodgkinson, who sets a time of... Wait, don't think he didn't improve.
He went off track, yeah.
It was invalid lap anyway.
Yeah. He had an off track at the start, but we stayed on board. While we were on board, thanks to Warren and Brown Tools for the cockpit cam, Jordan McDonnell for the Maverick Sim Sports has gone better than Tim Cornt from Locked On Lads with a 145.061, and Tim Cornt ran a 145.064. So that is ridiculously close. Only 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes left to go of the racecraft qualifying session. Once that timer has counted over, Steven Sinkovic is out there finally getting a lap in. 149.110, only one lap of practice, but I'm sure he's raced this track many a times. So good to see him out there having a race too. As the owner of the league, he has given so much feedback to the drivers saying thank you so much. Even though he races in the back of the pack, he thoroughly enjoys all the banter and the fantastic racing ahead of him, as well as all the comrademanship within the teams, the drivers, and of course the league. So huge shout out to all our drivers, and thank you so much for what has been an amazing series. And yes, Ryan Price, Ryan Green is racing the 96s next season.
86s.
Yeah, he wrote 96s.
I don't know what the 96s are.
He wrote 96s.
That's the next one?
Yeah, it's the model.
Did he write 96? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, gosh. Daniel Fritz. All right, so Fritzy's out there. So this is our race steward, and this will be our safety car tonight, if there is any. So I just want to give the viewers a heads up. If you do see us on Fritzy, this is our safety car for this evening, due to iRacing not letting a driver withdraw when you accidentally pick the wrong car. So
we should find him just a full yellow livery.
Yeah, we probably could have done that, but you know, either way, he's in the Shannons Insurance green and black livery, so good to see. Thank you so much for Shannons Insurance for both our GR86s and Formula 3 this season, coming on board again next season as well. So super pumped to have them on board. Sinkovic has just gone better himself. De Bono is on a green. Oh, has he just been slowed down by that car? He has, yep. So he's pulled out of that lap. That's really disappointing. In great contention here, but this is going to end our racecraft qualifying section for the last time this season for the Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals. We are heading into our final super sprint round here tonight. 3 20-minute races. Second race is a reverse top 10. Third race will be a reverse top 5. Grid is up. Jordan McDonnell from Maverick Sim Sports will take out your racecraft qualifying session and pole position. Tim Cornt for Locked On Lads Racing will line up next to him on the row 1. De Bono and Turner row 2. Sheaf and Batouche, great result there for Sheaf on row 3. Edwards and Edwards, wow, that's interesting. On row 4, Hodgkinson and Gredden, row 5. Nathan Kane and Lockie Brett, two teammates, lining up on row 6. Wakefield and Johnston, row 7. Leak and Fritz is not, because he is the safety car. Soper and Sinkovic, row 9. Jaden Basilage and John McHenry, row 10. Cody Metcalf and Shane Newens will wind up the back of the grid in row 11. So really great turnout here for the championship round. 21 drivers on track here at Phillip Island as the engines start getting ready to roar. I have a camera for this. Where is it? We're getting a rolling start here at Phillip Island.
It looks like it.
This is going to be... Actually, that's not a bad idea for the 86s.
I think that's disturbing not set up properly then.
Yeah, possibly.
It does look that way. It does seem that way. The safety car is out there, so...
Yeah, I wonder if it's because Fritzy wasn't able to join as the race steward and he accidentally registered as a driver that iRacing...
I don't think it'll have anything to do with it. Believe.
Doing? Come on, internet. Stay with us. Oh. Okay, there's been a bit of confusion and we missed that start. I'm so sorry, people. My internet is a bit unstable due to storm activity in the area.
So yeah, it's a rolling start anyway. So we are going to have a rolling start. So that's alright, something a bit different for the final round, I suppose.
I'd be interested to see how the 86s run off a rolling start. It'd be something interesting, especially for a car that doesn't have much torque to get off the line. It'd probably make the starts a little more exciting.
They do rolling starts in the official races.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so if any of these guys have done the official series in iRacing, then it shouldn't be too foreign ground for them. So
it'd be a great car for rolling starts because the pack is already at speed when the lights go green. So the racing is flat out from the word go. But we are getting ready to go green here for the first time of our last times here this evening for Season 3 2023. Going to keep an eye on McDonnell and Hodgkinson. Those two are in a very tight battle for P2 and P3 in the championship round. I hope you guys are all ready for this. If you do enjoy this broadcast and this race throughout this evening, don't forget to leave us a like and a subscription. Hit that button. They should start lining up again very soon. They'll all start getting into formation now. Tim Corn on the locked on lads next to Jordan McDonnell for Maverick Sim Sport. Our championship winner, John McHenry, down the back of the grid. It'll be awesome to watch him race through and see where he ends up. But we do know he will be in the comms box with us after this race. Coming down now to the final corner. We will be getting ready to go racing. Green flag is waved and they are off and racing. You can already see De Bono picked his moment perfectly to stick in behind McDonnell. Tim Corn is going to be there as well, so watch how much these guys will use the slipstream through all of these corners. What a beautiful display of many cars on track here tonight.
yeah, one of the main things you got to worry about heading into turn one is running the car wide on the exit there, and it sends him into a cruise missile the whole way across the track. So we see a car off in the background there, not sure who that is.
Oh, Fritzy decided to race.
So Fritzy may be back in the pit soon. So, but as it looks for the most part a pretty clean first couple of turns. Rolling start certainly working out for the better for a few of these drivers. You can see Fritz in the background trying to do his way hopefully back onto the back of the pack, but your Jordan McDonnell leads from Dylan De Bono, who leads from Tim Corn. That's your top three for your first lap heading up the hill. Sorry, we are up the hill down at Lukey Heights, down the hill into turn 10. It's a good spot for an overtake if you can get it pulled up, so easy to lock some wheels down there. But good opening lap from Jordan McDonnell, who's 6/10 ahead of Dylan De Bono. It'll be very, very hard to drop away though. Around here, these cars spitting off dirty hair as far as 1.4 seconds back, but your critical toes and 8/10 and under. Dylan De Bono is absolutely within that range, and you can see on the timing tower just the time starting to drop. He's already down to 4/10, almost at 3/10 now.
Leaky off track there. Will rejoin safely, but that was extremely close. Keeping an eye, so the guys who want to keep an eye on, of course, is Jordan McDonnell, sitting in P3 in the championship at the moment. Callan Hodgkinson, though, really not far in front of him. And Hodgkinson sitting back in P8 right now, battling it out with a teammate, Jake Edwards. No, he's just off the back of Jake Edwards. Oh, McHenry's
Yeah.
had an off track. Yeah, right. I didn't expect to see that as we see Jake Edwards on the back of Batouche now. Oh, look at that on the back of Batouche's car. What a legend.
That's nice.
I'm talking about the high pop with the
Yeah,
waving
I know.
emoji, yeah?
I thought you were talking about underneath. Where this is thanks SRW.
Yeah.
All of it's good. Well, glad we're on board with Jake Edwards.
Oh, DeBono and Jordan. Oh, DeBono was 0.08 of a second then. I think they might have been side by side at one point. This is going to be hard.
This will be tight the whole way around. It'll be within these guys' best interest, I think, at this stage, not to do too much fighting with each other and see if they can just drop away from Tyler Sheaf. That gap's already at 7/10, so they're not too far off dropping the toe, but Dylan DeBono's got other ideas. He's right up the gearbox of Jordan McDonnell heading down into turn 1. Might throw a nose up the inside. No, he had a little look, but decided against it as they fly through turn 1. See, even these cars look fast through turn 1. As they head into turn 2, hugging the inside the whole way around, him caught in tow as well, just sitting tight, trying to sit on the back of these guys and have Jordan McDonnell tow him away. Good run through turn 2 for all as they run through turn 3 down to turn 4. Long run, this is one of the best overtaking spots on the track down here at turn 4. You can hit him on the inside, you can hit him on the outside. There's a couple ways you can do it. Tim Court has a look down the inside, gets a nose in, but not quite enough to get a move done. Easy around the outside for Dylan DeBono. Oh, is this massive carnage at the back here? That's Mark Turner around.
That was Mark Turner and Callan Hodgkinson in the running for a championship finish here, straight into the side of him. It's probably not Callan what Callan would want. J-Mac, what happened, mate? Face pink tears, face pink tears, face pink tears. So you have a bit of an off track. Not the usual thing we'd expect to see from you, especially at Phillip Island. You're right on board with Wayne Edwards, the Web Sim Racing, just off the back of Nathan Kane of Maverick Sim Sport. Oh, I just heard brakes lock up. Edwards is off the track into the wall as well.
He is off the racing line, so he should be able to get this one back on track if he can keep it facing the right way. He's going to be such low on speed that's not going to cost him just the off track, but it's going to cost him the whole way around. As we're on board with Jake Edwards right now.
No, it's not updating.
We're not this. No, it's not.
No,
This is not Jake. I was going to say that doesn't look like Jake Edwards. No, this is Dylan DeBono and Jordan McDonnell. DeBono was looking around the outside, but didn't have it up there. Jordan McDonnell covers off the inside. Fastest lap set by Tyler Sheaf in the background, a 1:45.5. So he's still in the tow on the back of him. He's managed to bridge the gap and hang with these guys up in front. These top 4, 7 seconds the gap to Nathan came behind. So unless these guys come together, this will be your top 4 for the rest of the race. We just got to figure out which order that's going to be in.
Jump back a bit further. Wayne Edwards is in a Maverick Sim Sports sandwich. Oh. Lockie Brett made the move there. Sorry guys, as I've said, there's a bit of storm activity, so everything is being a little bit slower. We'll try and keep on top of everything as we move through this broadcast this evening. But Lockie Brett for Maverick Sim Sport will get that move done around Wayne Edwards of Web Sim Racing. It looks like he's not going to give it away that easy. 6 minutes in of our first 20-minute race. Oh, Lockie Brett just drops in behind again. That's going to give Wayne Edwards the run. Lockie Brett is going to fight it back, though, on the inside lane.
As Kevin Wakefield had a look down the inside as well, it was 2x2 down through Lukey Heights at the bottom of the hill there, but throwing it up the inside turns into the outside for the next 2 corners, so very easy to hold on to that position, defending from the outside. But all these guys in tow now, it's still not over. It's going to be very hard to get rid of somebody around this track, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely piled up on top of it. You can see that damage from Callan. It's glad that it didn't push him off track. still in with a chance to take plenty of points here with the super sprint round and keep himself in that top 3. De Bono again, though, really starting to hassle Jordan McDonnell. I know De Bono is quite... he knows this track quite well.
Yeah, he's been really hassling McDonnell all race, and it has been going on for 7.5 minutes, or sorry, 8 minutes now. I don't think it's going to be going on for... I think it's going to be going on for the rest of the race, pardon. Oh.
Wayne Edwards is around. Wakefield and Basilage now having a battle of their own. We are going to hop back up the front, though, and see what De Bono can do here.
He's got the nose up the inside. That's good. If he can hold it around the outside here, down at the bottom of turn 10, he's not going to be able to, so that'll give Jordan McDonnell a bit of breathing room. Tim Cornt's right on the back of him still, so he's got to worry about behind as well. If he looks to be the move for Dylan De Bono, if he can keep it around the outside through Dookie Heights, down the bottom of the hill and turn 10, that'll give him the inside for the next 2 corners. That should be the way that he's going to get past Jordan McDonnell. He's looked too good elsewhere, Jordan. But Tim Cornt now on the back of Dylan De Bono. He might have a look down to the inside at turn 1 if he gets close enough. Dylan De Bono jumps over to the left-hand side, but he's in the toe of Jordan McDonnell, who's around the outside. Just enough space given between the two as they're running side by side now through turn 2. It'll be too hard around the outside. He's got to watch for Tim Cornt, who's going to try to look to sweep through. Isn't able to get it done, but he is able to keep the nose in, so it depends who's got the toe here. Dylan De Bono has got the toe now of Jordan McDonnell, but he moves over more to the left-hand side, back to the racing line. Oh, not even, into the middle of the track, keeping it defensive. Tim Cornt's later on the brakes, wheel to wheel now down through turn 4, just slots back in Tim Cornt. Too hard with these cars around the outside here, isn't able to get it done. Doesn't want to lose too much time to Jordan McDonnell. So, slotting back in, try again next lap.
Oh, De Bono's made a mistake. He's run off track. That's given Cornt the run through straight away. Now Sheaf, his teammate, is on the back of him as well. Sheaf is not going to play any games. He wants that position. Down the inside they go, teammates. Looks like De Bono is going to have to slot in behind his teammate there. 2 Velocity Sim Lab cars right up at the pointy end of this field, though. This could work out in their favour as long as they work together and try not to battle it out too much. These guys have stretched a huge gap back to P5. There is now 10-second the gap from P4 De Bono to P5 Lockie Brett. Lockie Brett and Nathan Kane are starting to run away from the further back pack, with Callan Hodgkinson being nearly 3 seconds off the back of them. I'm sure Hodgkinson was right up with them not long ago. Maybe that Wayne Edwards spin has caused a bit of a...
Oh, that's massively wide for Kevin Wakefield in the background now. All the way in the sandpit, as we saw off screen, Tim Cornt's actually taken the lead of Jordan McDonnell. Managed to get it done into turn 1. I was watching the timing tower and just slowly watching it tick to over a 10th, so I thought he must have got it done. Dylan De Bono still 1.4 seconds off the back, so he swapped back around with Tyler Sheaf. I think he's got a bit more pace in him, Dylan De Bono, as we have a look move from Tim Cornt on Jordan McDonnell. Jordan McDonnell on the inside, but he just got too much of a run, Tim Cornt, and Jordan just had to slot back in behind him. It was going to be all said and done before turn 1, and that was all she wrote. That's from Preeta Gretton now, who's sitting behind a disappearing Callan Hodgkinson.
Ooh, that's scary. Oh,
he's back, and he's always around.
Wheels. There's some connection issues there for Callan. I wonder if Callan is up here in Queensland with us as well. There's definitely some storm activity starting to build. Jake Edwards now on the back of Wakefield after Wakefield's big wide slide. Managed to keep a hold of it though and get himself pulled up back onto track without any damage done. Tim Cornt is still leading this first race here tonight. Thanks for joining us, Ty Delaney.
Dylan De Bono has gotten back within the 6/10 range, so he's back within the top 3 battle. He's going to be on the rear end of Jordan McDonnell sooner rather than later. So that's dropped beneath half a second now, and he just has fastest lap of the race. Dylan DeBono as well. Jordan McDonnell makes his way back to the lead here, down the inside on Tim Corn, but watch out for Dylan DeBono. He's got a massive run down to the inside. He's going to try to look to the inside of turn 2, doesn't get the nose up there. He's almost pushing Tim Corn along. He wants to get back into the lead. He's been pressuring for it all race with 13 minutes gone, so 7 minutes left in this one. These guys battling it out. Tyler Sheaf still 1.3 off the back. If these guys keep battling up the front, he'll be able to get back in on this battle. Only 6/10 between the top 3 right now. As Tim Court is just... Dylan DeBono is all over the back of him. He's desperate to get past. He looks to the inside of Siberia, doesn't get it done. He absolutely is begging to get past of Tim Cornt right now. The last thing they want is to lose Jordan Maxwell, which is only 4/10 ahead of Tim Cornt, so see if he looks to remove Dylan DeBono. He's showing the nose, and he's going to look up to the inside of Lukey Heights here. Up at turn 9, manages to get a nose up the inside. Tim Cornt just almost squeezed him off the track, and they always come together there as they run down the hill through turn 10. Dylan will be looking to get a big exit. Almost drops a wheel. He does drop a wheel off that curb there. That curb drops away heaps from the curb to the AstroTurf, and it really upset all most cars, so lucky not to lose it there. If you drop your wheel left over that one, it's straight into the fence. So we've seen a couple of drivers there tonight from the right-hand side of the track, and I'm sure that curb was the culprit, as we're on board with Callum Hodgkinson.
Just made a move around. Yeah, he just made a move around Soper, so Callan did drop back through the field because of that earlier incident where he ran into the side of who it was. Ran into the side of another driver. Has dropped back, but does have a fight in him still. 5 minutes left to go of this first race tonight.
And Tim Corns jumped back into the lead again.
Yeah,
so
these three.
Lap by lap, these guys are swapping as Jordan McDonnell is going to have the inside down at turn 4. Door banging, and there's contacts, and around goes Tim Corns. All the way off into the grass. Bit of side-by-side contacts, bit of door banging there on the way into turn 4, and around goes Tim Corn into the gravel trap.
Sheaf up into P3.
There, so I'm sure without a shadow of a doubt that one's been called into race control, and they'll be having a look at that one. So we're still riding with the battle at hand. Dylan DeBono's going to look to the inside of turn 9, up the inside, up the hill. He's going to try to hold it. He can defend from the middle of the track here. He does. Forces McDonnell the long way around, and they make a little bit of side-by-side contact. He's going to hold on to the position, Dylan DeBono, so managed to claw his way all the way back after that little moment he had earlier. Didn't drop too far back, but he's now in the lead. Jordan McDonnell only 5/10 off the back. We'll see if race control has anything to say about that incident down at turn 4. If so, we may aim for a... Oh, I forgot Dylan's team name.
Velocity Sim Lab.
Velocity Sim Lab. Yeah, it was on the tip of my tongue. I was like...
At least you don't forget your co-commentator's name.
Yeah, well, I might start calling you J-Mac.
Yeah. So, Fritzy is actually racing tonight. Our race steward will be and is Tyson McAvoy. I can see him I can see him in our race steward room.
Beautiful.
Fritzy is out there having a race on the back of Mr. Greg Leake right now. He's still be having an absolute blast out here. Oh, I thought, what is going on, STK?
No, he has made his way back past Jordan McDonnell, so I believe he would have got a good run out of 2 and made the move that he likes to do down at turn 4. Dylan DeBono is going to have another look. He's going to have to go the long way around up Lukey Heights here, around the outside. Manages to just get a decent run, it looks like. Jordan McDonnell's going to force him to the edge of the track. Moves back to the racing line. Dylan DeBono has to slot in down through turn 10. Gets a good run out. He's nice and close, only 2/10 the gap through turn 11 as they head their way through turn 12, the final corner of the track. This is flat out by 1.4 tenths right now, and he's almost too close, Dylan De Bono. He's going to have such a little amount of slipstream onto the main straight as they're side by side. He moves across to take away the wiggle room for Jordan McDonnell. No, he clears him, sweeps back over to take the racing line. Oh, he got a little bit unsettled there into turn 1 there, Dylan De Bono. Holds the inside for turn 2. Jordan McDonnell's going to look to go the long way around. He's asked too much of the car. He's completely off into the gravel and into the wall hard.
Broken. That is broken.
That is very broken. That rear right is finished.
With the speed you carry through these corners at Phillip Island, that sand trap is not stopping anyone. I do believe this could be our first safety car of the night.
I doubt it this late in the race. There's only 90
2
seconds
minutes
left to go on this one.
No safety car. Sorry, I thought it was.
And he's been given the all clear to tow. So that was just asked too much of the outside tyres there through turn 2. It seemed. I didn't see any contacts, although there may have been, especially at that speed. Any sort of disruption in the balance can really wash you wide at an instant. So it'll be, as it stands, a Velocity Sim Lab 1-2. Tim Corns will still manage to get onto the podium after that incident earlier, bearing any late incident, as Dylan De Bono is about to cross the line to start the final lap of the race. So top 3's gone from all within 3 tenths to 10 seconds between the three of them in the space of about 2 laps, it would seem.
The whole field did, to be honest, mate. It went from everybody on top of each other for more than half the race, and then all of a sudden a few washouts and a couple of small mistakes, and it really breaks the pack up because everybody sort of, halts and freezes up to try and avoid incidents in front of them, which just drops everybody else back. So closest battle on track would be the 2 teammates, the Maverick Simsport drivers of Nathan Kane and Lockie Brett, both up 7 positions. So really great work for the Maverick boys there. And Brendan Soper for Web Sim Racing up 8 spots off the grid. So great drive for Brendan there. That means McDonnell will get a finishing spot of 20th for this race. And Hodgkinson's going to be in 8th.
That'll net 0 points. Put Jordan in this race then. It's only down to the 17th spot. You score points for this one. So, although Callan's been sitting in 8th spot, that'll be a little bit of breathing room heading into the second race.
So that's what we're keeping an eye on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you've just joined us, John McHenry did officially win this series last round, but the battle is extremely close for Callan Hodgkinson of Crisscross Racing and Jordan McDonnell of Maverick Simsport. There was only, 7 points between them as we see Dylan De Bono of Velocity Sim Lab come through and take P1 of Heat 1. Tyler Sheaf of Velocity Sim Lab will take P2 of Heat 1. Tim Corn for Locked On Lads will come through for P3 of Heat 1. You watch. It always happens. We've seen this across the whole Super Sprint series of the 86s. First race is really calm and tame. Sort of pans out really nice and easy. This reverse top 10 really throws some spanners in the work, and if it's anything to go off the last 8 rounds, we are going to have some seriously close racing for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, and that's a great sign for Callan Hodgkinson, who will be starting up in P7 for the next race, as his championship rival Jordan McDonnell will be starting all the way down in 20th position.
You said Hodgkinson will be in P3, P2. First top 10.
No. Yeah, 10.
So he's at 8?
P3.
Yeah, 3.
Sorry, yeah, P3 next race is what I meant to say. Just give me 2 secs as I'll key in all the values.
I think De Bono was off in the dirt doing some spins because it's the only spot you're going to be able to get the tyres. Yeah, Chief, you'll be having a great time, Pricey. Yes, he will be having a great time. Freaking heck. I nearly said that live too. Gonna have to be careful reading some of your messages as we move into season 4. I'm not sure if the announcements have been made, but both the Shannons Insurance Formula 3 and the Shannons Insurance GR86 Nationals are both going to live TV thanks to Channel 31 down in Victoria.
I'll let are you rolling start again? Is it?
Yeah,
the
it
safety
is a
car
rolling
gives
start.
me time to key in the positions for this race.
See if
I'll let you take the start though as I try to get this done.
Yeah, mate, go for it. We want to have these points live as we run. Dan Batouche for ETS Motorsports will take your pole position thanks to that reverse top 10 grid. Brendan Soper for Web Sims Racing in P2. Callan Hodgkinson and Jake Edwards, the 2 teammates. So this is prime positioning for Callan Hodgkinson there, having his teammate. They will line up on row 2. Mark Turner and Lockie Brett will be on row 3. Nathan Kane and Tim Corn of Locked On Lads will be in row 4. Tyler Sheaf and Dylan De Bono from the Velocity Sim Lab team taking out the P1 and 2 in Heat 1 will be next to each other. So that's a really great positioning for these two as they move on through. Although we can see on the grid one of the Sim Lab cars did look to have stalled and has fallen off the back of that safety car for this rolling start. Lucky they do have a full lap.
Just realised, no Bruce White tonight.
No Bruce White tonight. That's true. He was definitely out here in the AMs on Tuesday, so not sure what's going on there. But Greg Leake, Peter Gretton, row 7, Fritz and Johnston, row 8. Basilage and Sinkovich, row 9. McHenry, have you made it back for this race, mate? You have, which is awesome. McHenry and McDonnell, the 2 fastest guys around these tracks this season, and very, very consistent drivers, will start at the back of the grid together. So keep an eye on those 2 again. And hello. Get some internet. Thank you. Nearly a full house for all the series. Yes, mate. We only have 1 spot left for registration, and that is in the 86s. Simrigs.com V8 Supercars AM Series is full at 40 drivers. 45 drivers, actually. Was it 40? Oh, gosh. Yeah,
I think the 86s is 45.
Yeah. So F3 is 40 and the rest of the series is 45.
Supercars are 50.
We go to 50?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, 50 cars for supercars.
That is crazy. You think I should know that sort of stuff? I'm sure I knew that. Don't worry, I knew that. I was just testing you, man. I was just testing.
I reckon you knew it.
Oh, we did pump it to 50. Holy smokes. Let's go. Good luck, everyone. Ty Delaney says, yes, mate, get ready for race 2, which is always the most exciting race out of the Super Sprint series. As we come down to go green here for Heat 2 of our championship round. The lights are green, but Touche is away. The field is already on top of each other from the get-go. Soper really falling back through the field really, really fast. Letting all the fast goes keep going. Fast goes, fast guys keep going. You can already see Callan Hodgkinson and Jake Edwards trying to work together. They really don't want to let those Maverick Sim Sports guys through. But Hodgkinson starting to fall off the back of his teammate of Edwards. Lockie Brett now has managed to squeeze his way through. Keep an eye on that timing tower with just how close these guys are racing. We're on board with Nathan Kane now. Mark Turner just squeezing his way through. Let's jump up to the front on Mark Turner off the back of Lockie Brett. Callan Hodgkinson just in front of him. In front of Callan is Jake Edwards, who is off the back of Dan Batouche. De Bono starting to fight his way through. Pushing past Nathan Kane. He is going to get... No, he's on the outside. It does look like he's just got in front. Will pull over onto the inside lane to get that move done on Kane. Tim Cornt now in a battle with Tyler Sheaf. We'll just have to tuck in. Can't go very far on that outside line. Mark Turner now again battling it out with Lockie Brett. Lockie Brett wasn't going to let that position get away. See them come down into turn one. Nathan De Bono. Oh, what's happened there? Nathan Kane. No. I just saw a car off the track. It looked like a Maverick Sim Sports car. I think it might have been Jordan McDonnell, and it was. He's into the pits. Huge battle pack here. Look at these guys. Absolute massive train. Down to Tyler Sheaf. Bit of a gap between them to Fritz. And then another train. What is going on with the... Oh! Huge incident at the back of the field there. Soper's off track. Has gone around in the K-Tech Motorsport car. That has dropped him right down to the back of the pack, but the top four are still battling it out. This is an ETS Motorsport, Velocity Sim Lab, and Crisscross Racing battle. Really great show. Great move down the inside there by Jake Edwards to take P1. He's got to get Callan up and around these other two drivers as well. Callan's going to slot in behind Batouche, but he is going to have De Bono side by side with him. Just gets forced out a little bit wide. Nowhere to go. Going to fall off the back a little bit. Move a bit further down the pack. Tim Cornt making a move. No. Lockie Brett getting the move done. A lot of speed through there. Has to hang it out wide. Is he going to have the inside lane? He will be able to pull that up and get back down on that inside lane to keep that speed. Washes out a little bit around that corner. That puts Tim Cornt right back on the back of him now.
Gee, he was millimetres away from getting on the grass there, and that would have been the end of his race. Tim Cornt on the back of Lockie Brett. He's going to look to the inside. No, he covers it off. Tim Cornt. Sorry, Lockie Brett covers it off. Tim
Edwards
Cornt
is
looks
off
around
the track.
He is. Jeez, it looks like I've missed a bit, it would seem.
Told you, you know, mate. You've done this with me. You know the second race is so just jam-packed of action.
Drive-through penalty, car 61, so that would be... Who's 61? Can't see that. Greg Johnson, drive-through penalty for contact on lap 1.
De Bono now making the move up the inside of Batouche. De Bono's really showing his strengths at this track at Phillip Island. Batouche is not going to let him get away with it that easy, though. And the good news for Callan is he is sitting up in P3. It could be his second place championship for the Crisscross Racing driver. 5 minutes into our second heat here. A lot of battles on track. Tim Corn fighting his way back through the pack. Does have the two Maverick Sim Sports cars, though, that he's going to have to battle it out with. You can see them just trying to cause him. Yeah, that was close.
Gee, Nathan Kane and Tim Corn, that was only a few centimetres away from his rear bumper then. At that speed, that would have put Tim Corn around. Manages to hold on to the inside through turn 2. He's going to push Lucky Brett to the outside, but it's going to turn into the inside down at turn 4 for Lucky Brett. They run side by side. Lucky Brett, he's a bit of a switcheroo. Inside turns to the outside as Tim Corn just covers it off, but these guys ahead hampers the run there for Tim Corn. Khan Hodgkinson, Dan Bartouche, and Dylan DeBono, and everybody's in here.
This is now
4
become
cars
a
within
battle pack
about
for P10. P7, sorry.
Yeah, all of these cars are on top of each other. Tim Corn and Callum Hodgkinson side by side almost coming together as they run through turn 8 up into through turn 9. Just tries to get the inside. There's no room for him there, Tim Corn. But Lockie Brett's going to have a look around the outside. He's unsuspecting there, Tim Corn. He's trying to get it moved on himself. He's moved to the middle of the track. There's nowhere for Lockie Brett to go. Almost into the rear end of Tim Corn, but around the outside goes his teammate Nathan Kane around the outside. Dan Bartouche moves into the lead. Tim Corn still holding strong onto the back of Callum Hodgkinson, ahead on board with Tyler Sheaf now, who's on the back of Lockie Brett, who really can't do anything right now but watch. There's only so much track for everyone, boys. Callum Hodgkinson got a good run out of the final turn. He's going to get onto the back of Dylan DeBono here. He might even push him through, and he will.
This is tricky because they have to slow down for this corner.
Yeah, just eases off a little bit to try to carve himself out a little bit of smoke. It's a smart decision to push Dylan DeBono through there. And there's massive contact, and around they go. This is going to take out a few cars. Watch yourself. I don't know how those...
did that not hit any of those
Watch
cars?
the rejoin. Oh, that was close for the cars behind as they just make contact there. Callan and...
Dan Bartouche across the front of Tim Corn.
Tim Corn on the anchors there, absolutely, as he just washes those two, just wash across the front. That's big championship implications there for Callum Hodgkinson. He's landed, he's come out in P10. Didn't look to be too much damage on the car from the contacts. He's up into P9, so he's still within the points. Jordan McDonnell sitting down in P20. He was 11 seconds off the pack. Yeah, 11 seconds off the pack behind. That's the battle for P2 in the championship. Battle on board right now, up the front, and then there was 3 left. The Dylan DeBono from Tim Corn, from Nathan Kane. As they make the run through Lukey Heights, down into turn 10, down the hill. Will anyone have a look? No, they're going to sit in tight. Tim Corn gets a good run out on Dylan DeBono. He's going to have a good run the whole way around through turn 11 here, and through turn 12. It's on the back of him already. Just drops out a little bit wide, which is just to try to give himself a little bit of gap, try to slingshot past. 1/10 the gap is now. Dylan DeBono immediately jumps to the right-hand side on the exit of turn 12 as we're on back here with Callum Hodgkinson on Kevin Wakefield, who's in damage control right now. Every point's going to count now for Callum Hodgkinson, because you know you can never count out Jordan McDonnell. As he looks to the outside of turn 1, around the outside of Kevin Wakefield. He's going to get it done, and quite easily done at that. Washes all the way out to the edge of the track, but not off it. Keeps on within the black stuff, sitting behind Lucky Brett, who he knows got a bit of pace, as we saw those two come together earlier. So both of those guys... from down by 2, so those two came together even. I mean, Lucky Brett's got a bit of pace as well.
I'd just like to mention something. You see John McHenry, where he is now? Somehow, we've missed him go from P20 to P5 in a matter of nowhere. Just up 14 spots, just instantly appears on my timing table and goes, hey, here I am, I'm in 5th now.
Yeah, he's definitely been picking up the scraps, it would seem.
Yeah, a couple of few mistakes within the battling. Very easy for an experienced driver to make short work of that.
He's fallen back into his old ways. John McHenry can't quite beat that back of grid addiction.
No, he does love the battle through.
Couldn't kick it to the curb this season. Almost got it done, but he had a bit of a relapse in this final round. Got speed to him, but paying in dividends for him, up 14 spots and looking good doing it.
We are going to be keeping an eye on Callan a bit as battles sort of spread out, because Callan's really on the push now. He's really looking at trying to gain some of those positions back, because he has gone from for the battle for P2 down into P8, going down the outside of Lockie Brett. Not in a good spot, because Batusha's going to block him in, and again, nowhere for him to go here. Oh my gosh, Lockie Brett just slotted in front of Batush there as well.
Yeah, and Lockie Brett ended up being the winner then somehow. He looked to be the slowest on the straight out of all of them, but Dan Bartouche just jumped over to block the run from Callan Hodgkinson, boxed him in, forgot to worry about Lockie Brett even.
Look
on
like
board with Callan. He's got a bit of dog in him right now, Callan. He's looking really racy as he has a look to the inside of turn 4. Gonna not quite have it in there, just Dan Bartouche getting a better run. He's going to go around the outside of Siberia again, look for a bit of switchback. He's going to look for a good run. He's got a great run out of Siberia as they make their run up the hill. Going to tuck in behind Dan Bartouche. He may look for a move up at turn 9. He's going to show the nose up the inside of turn 8 here, which will turn to the outside of turn 9. It'll be a hard move as it crests up the hill through Lukey Heights. Goes for more of a switchback again. No, he's going to keep it wide. Don't think you'll throw it down the inside from this far back. Does keep the nose in, but Touche gives him room though. So he is wary of the move, and he knows that Callan Hodgkins is looking racing. Gets the switchback through turn 11.
Oh, but Touche
that's why he was switching back.
Yeah, too far. Just pushed it too hard.
Thinking that track's still looking awfully wide.
Yeah. Especially off the back of that wing there. It was hard to see where the front of his nose was going. The Bono now will make a move and get past Tim Korn. Oh, careful, lads.
Tim Korn's off. Is he going to get that? He's not going to get that. He has managed to get it stopped somehow.
How do people pull these?
Car control then.
Nathan Kane washing out as well. This is what we said at the start of the race, that you've got to watch these high-speed corners. It doesn't take much to wash these cars out, having such a light rear end. As soon as that... Would you stop giggling? I'm trying to be serious here, right?
So funny. That looks so
Especially
funny.
a different
going across the bottom of the screen.
Callan Hodgkinson now, though, battling it out with Lockie Brett. He did get the move done, but Lockie Brett from Maverick Sim Sport is going to pull that back in. Hodgkinson still, though, up into P7, having a really great recovery drive. 7 minutes, 6.5 minutes left to go in this Heat 2 race. So Hodgkinson's still going to grab a good bunch of points. And McDonnell has moved up into P16. So he is within the table to grab some points here himself as well. But not getting any points in that first race.
Yeah, barely any points in the second race. It's going to be a massive uphill battle for him in the second one. The second race is worth double points for him.
I need to have a look now. It's Bartouche that's in fourth, wasn't it? It is. So Bartouche 983.
Yeah, Bartouche.
So he was in 10th in the Heat 1. He actually
after that last race, he jumped Jordan. So he's 2 points ahead. He's 2 points ahead of Jordan after round 1.
So now this battle is between Hodgkinson and Bartouche for P2.
Yeah, I'll key it in. Oh, is that Steven Sinkovic around on the outside, I believe?
Lap car.
At least he's off the racing line. As he on board with Lockie Brett, Callan Hodgkinson trying to pick up even more points. Nathan Kane's just ahead still, so they could still get more points and extend his lead from second place. Of course, the championship battle already being wrapped up. with your winner being John McHenry. So it's all to play for second place so far. You've still got the rest of the championship positions yet to fill out. Cullen Hodgkinson currently sitting P2, trying to snag as many points as he can. So he's having a look at Nathan Kane now. He's going to move it up, throw it up the inside. It's very tight. It's going to be very tight. Little bit of contact, and there it goes. Off to the right-hand side. As Nathan Kane just completely off there at Lukey Heights. I'm sure it looks like he may have hit the wall there on the outside. Can't see his car anywhere. He may have kept it out of the wall, but he's a long, long way off the track up there. Makes his way back out.
Interested to see if that was called into race control. It was extremely close racing, and this is what we expected for the championship round. Lucky Brett now, though.
As Tim Corn grabs fastest lap for this one. Trying to chase down Dylan DeBono, but we're on board with Lucky Brett, who's trying to make his way back fast. Cullen Hodgkinson, a bit of redemption for his teammate, as he saw go off at turn 9.
Carrying a lot
Goes
of
a
speed.
good run through turn 2. It was a suspiciously good run. Oh, he's tipped it in massively.
I want to see that from another view. That was sideways nearly through that whole corner. Ready? Here it comes. Look, fully sideways.
Oh, that's a lot of opposite lock. Oh, it's a lot of opposite. That's a good looking catch.
That was great. It nearly looked like he did that on purpose. But that has allowed Cullen Hodgkinson fresh air. 2.5 seconds back from Lucky Brett. 6.6 seconds up to John McHenry, who's having a great little battle here with Jake Edwards. But it does look like Hodgkinson not going to... I'm actually not going to finish that sentence. It'll commentate curse, and I'm not having it for the championship round.
Yeah, we're going to start calling car numbers by their names for the rest of the round.
Yeah.
No, that way no one can get cursed.
Yep, we'll try and do that. I do want to have another look at that incident with Kane and Hodgkinson, just from an above angle in slow-mo.
Yeah, it just looks like Hodgkinson was trying to have just put his nose up the inside and try to wash him off at the crest.
Nope. That is not what I was looking for.
No, it's not. But what is he? Nathan's just having a bit of an adventure, it would seem.
Here it is again.
So he's got the overlap here. He's managed to get his nose to the B pillar.
That is so close.
It is close. I would... Look, we'll leave it up to the race stewards. From that point of view, it did look like he was up alongside enough. But... See... I don't even know if it got called in, so no further action. Car 28. Is that what we were just looking at?
28 lap. 28 in car 70. Yes, it was. 100%.
Yeah.
That is exactly what we're watching. That was great timing from our race control.
That was great. That was excellent timing. It's almost like you were... It's almost like Tice was waiting for that.
It's like he was watching the broadcast. As we see John McHenry here battling it out with Jake Edwards. Really great drive from McHenry. This man surprises me every time he starts from the rear of the grid. Blows my mind that just absolutely out of nowhere appears up in that top 5. And he's in his favourite position too. Looking for another P4
he loves
finish.
P4.
He does.
He loves a cheeky P4.
This
As we
is
see the white flag being flown.
Let's jump on board with Dylan DeBono from Velocity Sim Lab. Can he make it a 2 for 2?
He's having an excellent round so far. He unfortunately wasn't in the top 22 on the little graphic that I grabbed all the scorecards from. So I don't know where 2 wins is going to put him, but it's not done yet. I don't want to jinx it. Tim Corn's still 0.6 off the back of him, so still time for him to catch up. It's actually down to under 4 tenths, just clipped under then, so Tim Corn's on a bit of a charge right now. He's really pushing for it.
Interesting.
Oh, as he washes a bit wide there, Dylan De Bono as well, so that's going to cost him the whole way up through turns 7 and 8.
Yeah, I don't see De Bono in the top 22. I know he hasn't raced.
So, Tim Corn would be right on the back of him now. So, down into turn 10, just blocks off the apex, just parks it there. Dylan De Bono doesn't give Tim Corn any sort of switchback, and we're going to be flat out now the whole way to the line. Oh, is Tim Corn close enough? 2.5 tenths the gap. It's all going to be slipstream right to the end. Dylan De Bono's at the mercy. That should be enough gap for him through the final turn. As we see, these guys are going to be side by side heading down to the line. Dylan De Bono is going to take it.
Dylan De Bono.
So that's 2 in a row there for Dylan De Bono. Just losing out there. Tim Corn in P2. Jake Edwards is going to cross the line for P3, followed by his favourite position, John McHenry in P4. Cullen Hodgkinson.
Great recovery drive.
Good, yeah, great recovery.
Fifth
Picks up
is-
P5.
yeah, that was really good. Back from P11 back up to P5. So great recovery drive because he is in that contention for the second place on our championship here tonight. What a crazy race. We said it at the start of this. Heat 2 is always absolutely jam-packed, full of action. Well done to Callan. Ryan will be keying in all that information, but a 2 for 2 so far for the Velocity Sim Sport driver, Dylan De Bono in car number 03. So great work, Dylan. We do have, I believe, is it a 5-minute? I can never remember what the warm-up time is. I'm sure it's like 5 minutes. Yeah.
5, I believe, yeah. It's something like...
Just waiting for Pete Gretton to get around the track and go over the finish line. And he now has, and that will lock out our results for the consolation race.
Do we have the, is there the spreadsheet for De Bono's points? Did he race last week, De Bono?
I don't believe he's hit every round. He's just sort of ducked in and out.
If he, there was a drop round. He was on 186 last week. I was just trying to see if there was a spreadsheet I could grab his points from, because he would have shot up the order. Yeah.
He was, in P22 186 last week. I don't believe he raced last week.
Yeah, that would be not including the drop round last week's standings, so it'll be the mandatory drop round would have... Oh no, if he doesn't race, I suppose I'll just go off that.
He's missed a few rounds.
I'll key him in at the bottom, the 186, and then just add to that.
He's missed a few rounds due to in real life racing, so he actually does some in real life racing in the Hyundai Excel series. So he did post up in our Discord just the other day, so I think he was away doing some racing. So yeah, he has only raced a few races this series. I would love to see him do a full season. De Bono is very, very quick in things like your TCRs and your 86s, and very, very consistent as well. So hopefully he can race a full season with us next season. So I'd love to see what he can do. We saw in the first heat that he had the pace to keep up with Jordan McDonnell here at Phillip Island. And so far from what we've seen with Jordan and his driving, once he breaks free, he's sort of a bit of a free man and really starts to push it away. So I've just heard word from our GR86 series admin, Daniel Fritz, that he said pretty sure next season he is almost fully committed to the whole season So I definitely cannot wait to see what the Velocity Sim Lab driver can do next season, being able to get out here. You know what? We haven't got anybody in here, so Dylan DeBono hasn't dropped into the green room. So what we might do is grab the next best thing and grab his teammate, Mr. Tyler Sheafy Sheaf, with that P2 finish in Heat 1. And have a quick chat with Tyler. So let's drag him in while we've got a 5-minute warm-up for the drivers before we go into our final round here tonight and find out. Oh, Dougie Gowans is coming back to the 86s as well. Let's go. And here's our last season's TCR champion. So got some good names coming over to the 86s. I do believe in our V8 supercars, we actually have all our returning champions from our previous seasons. So every single person who has ever won a championship in our V8 supercars is all racing for the championship next season. So it is going to be absolutely fantastic. Hey, Tyler, surprise.
Hello, how's it going?
Good, mate, good. Pricey's got a question for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, don't know what it is yet, but he's asked if we can have viewer questions, so I thought I'd throw it out to him. Mate, congratulations. You and your teammate, DeBono, mate, really, really well drive. I see you guys aren't in the same Discord together. So are you team racing tonight or racing tonight?
I'm just racing tonight at the moment, having a bit of fun, mate, so I think he's doing the same as well.
It looked like you and him were having an absolute blast in that first race, mate. Really started to... Once you guys caught up together, you sort of stuck to the back of each other and just pushed it through.
Yeah, well, obviously that's a big game, just to stay in the tow, and once you lose the tow, that's it, you're gone, so... yeah, I think I was thrilled away in the second race, going for a move. I probably shouldn't have gone for it, should have been conservative, but I learned that lesson.
Yeah, mate, you did, but really good drive. It looks like you're starting to get a great hang of these 86s, mate, and it's going to be a great end to the season, isn't it?
It's a bit of a fluke, ShiBBy. I put a lot of practice into this track when the official was out 10 weeks ago, so it took me all practice to get back into pace. So
and we ran the TCRs here last season as well, which you were involved in, so... Yeah, right, quickly before we got a grid, mate, the question from Pricey is, what is the most embarrassing thing you have ever worn?
Most embarrassing I've ever worn? I can't think of that on the top of my head, to be honest.
Well, look, mate, I've worn a dress at least 3 times in my life, and I was not embarrassed any time, so...
No, I can't think from the top of my head, so unfortunately I can't answer that one.
Well, there you go, mate. There's your answer, Pricey. Your question was stupid. All right, mate. Get out there. Let's get back to racing, buddy. Enjoy the final race of the season, mate, and we look forward to having you back again next season and hopefully in the comment box with us a few times.
Yeah, hopefully have a bit of fun and hopefully more podiums. That's my first one for SRW, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, great job, mate. All right, get out there and enjoy the final race here tonight for the Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals.
Cheers for that.
All right, we are getting ready to go live. Our grid is Callan Hodgkinson in the battle for P2. Oh, what has just happened? What is the grid doing?
So, yeah, I'll let you run through the grid, then I got the score on the outlap, I suppose.
The grid is broken.
Oh.
Hang on, let me try again. I don't know what it's doing. It could just be my internet again. Nope, it's still putting Callan at the top. Anyway, I will tell you the grid. It is J Mac, Mr. John McHenry will line up on row 1 with Jake Edwards next to him. Tim Cornt, Dylan DeBono, row 2. Lucky Brett, Kevin Wakefield, row 3. Sheaf Batouche, row 4. Edward Soper, row 5. Fritz Basilage, row 6. Mac Donnell Johnston, row 7. Leek Gretton, row 8. Turner Sinkovich, row 9. Newens Hodgkinson, row 10. Wait, what is happening? Hodgkinson's not on the grid. He's not out there. What has happened? He is in the championship running for a P2 finish here tonight.
Did he miss the grid, maybe?
No way.
Is he in the pits? You jump to his car?
I cannot jump to his car.
Oh,
Oh, some nights Hodgkinson can't race the full 3, can he?
no, he dropped out.
Oh,
he's
no.
dropped. He was having connection issues through the end of race 1 and start of race 2. We did notice that. That is
Yep, he's
really
just
unfortunate
reconnected.
for Callan. Is he going to be able to start from the pits?
Well, if he gets back in time, he will be. He hopefully can just roll onto the back of the pack. There will be no safety cars in this race. He's just gotten to the pit lane, so he can start from the pit lane.
Okay, great to hear for the P2 running here tonight, because we also can see that Brendan Soap, was it Brendan? No, Brendan Soap, but bloody hell.
I've got your live points as well. It's 1,084 for Callan. He's in P2, 1,032 for Dan Bartouche, and 1,012 for Jordan. So he's actually the first 2 rounds for Callan. He's done the dirty work in the first 2 races. He just needs to bag a few more points and not be outscored by
Bartouche.
that 52 points by Bartouche.
This is going to
He
come
needs
down
to
a
finish.
while.
He basically, needs to finish.
All right, boys, I'll leave you to the commentary.
Right.
Good stuff. Got the call for the last one, and
Thanks, Tice.
Thanks, mate. As we're already away, it seems, as they spew down into turn 1 for your final round, final race of the season. John McHenry leads Jake Edwards down into turn 1 as they all file through nicely. Looking off in the background at Dylan DeBono's going to have a look down the inside of Jake Edwards. Just gets him
Jake
a bit,
Edwards just got a
gives
little
him
skittish.
Yeah, he got spooked.
Did
Kept
look
it on
like
the
he
truck.
got
It looks
spooked.
like in the background. Kind of looks like he may have just misjudged where Dylan DeBono was there a little bit, but John McHenry leads. So, drama there. That's definitely got implications. It's Tim Corn on the back of Dylan DeBono. Kevin Wakefield's up into P4. He's up 3 positions, Kevin Wakefield, so that's an excellent start. He's about to lose out though. It looks like for Lockie Brett, who makes his way past. Cullen Hodgkinson is out on track.
Very, very close to falling off the back of them, though. This is going to be tough. Hasn't said there will be no safety cars. We'll see about that. Oh, as I say it, there was contact. Daniel Fritz.
Oh,
big hit. Big hit.
That's a massive hit.
Fritz's car is going to be absolutely toast. Is he going to be able to get it back on track?
It doesn't
I
look
don't
like
think
it.
so.
I don't think there is a safety car to call, to be honest.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah.
What he might have been talking about. Oh.
Have a look, just goes around, even if he's on the brakes there, I think, as well, but nothing you can, on the grass, you're just never going to get it pulled up. Daniel Fritz teleports back to the pits, so
We're talking about
was given the all clear to tow.
the way that actually happened. Just want to get another shot. Was it Fritz's fault? Just pushing it too hard.
It's hard to say from that angle.
Yeah. Let race control deal with that one. It's unfortunate that it does look like there will be no safety cars. Jordan McDonnell now, though, up into P6. Is he going to be able to commit to taking away the podium spot in P3 from Bartouche, who's now down in P8? So now we've got Bartouche, Hodgkinson, and McDonnell all fighting out for those final spots on the podium.
Jordan needs to outscore Dan by 20 points. So P6 to... Oh, he's in P7 right now. I'll wait before I make that judgment. As he makes his way back past Tyler Sheaf, trying to go around the outside. Kevin Wakefield up ahead, so look to see how quickly Jordan McDonnell can slice through the pack here and pick up some more points. Tyler Sheaf's going to hold the inside, really give it back to him here. Keeps it steady through the inside. Kevin Wakefield's going to move back over to the racing line. That's going to help Tyler Sheaf out in a bit of a draft, although Jordan's going to have the inside line down into turn 1. Watch these two run together. Dan Bartouche in the background. The timing tower has a bit of a moment, but it'll come good in just a second. So, did manage to get past there, Jordan McDonnell. Dan Bartouche sitting down in P9. Difference between the two there, only 8 points. So that would have Jordan still in 4th place in the championship order. Dylan DePono's looking to make it 3 for 3 up ahead. He looks to get the move done on John McHenry. Isn't able to get the nose up the inside quite enough, but kind of forced him off his line just slightly there.
There's another car around. 2 cars around into the pit, into the wall.
Oh, is it Jordan again?
No, it's Lockie Brett. It's Lockie Brett.
Lockie Brett.
Around he goes again.
It would have been huge.
The safety car.
Jordan McDonnell, so Dan Bartouche, was fortunate not to get caught up in that one. Let's have a look. He has to have a look on Tyler Sheaf and just went a bit deep there. Wade Edwards has just had to stick his line and it's going to get a good run around turn 11 and through turn 12. Going to be in the tow, although he has dropped off quite a bit there. Wayne Edwards. So we see... it's back into the pits there for Nathan Kane after that tow. The drive-through penalty for car 73, that's Jaden Basselage. That contact earlier on with Daniel Fritz. Deemed at fault for that one we saw on lap 1, just before Lukey Heights. Dylan DeBono on Tim Corn, just about pushing him along now through turn 3 as they make the run down towards turn 4. Going to look to the outside. Dylan DeBono on the brakes late, trying to hang it around the outside. Has a nose there, but isn't able to get it done on Tim Corn. Goes for a little bit of a switchback. It's going to be on the outside again for turn 5 here. Sorry, this is turn 6. As they run through Siberia. Isn't able to get it done around the outside. These cars just don't have the gas and don't have the downforce to really hang it around the outside. Still sticking with him though, only 2/10 the gap between the two. So they make the run through turn 8. So we're on board with your Warren and Brown Tools cockpit cam. On board with Dylan DeBono running through Lukey Heights. Down towards turn 10. On the brakes there at the 50-metre board. Tuck it in tight at the apex. Don't run it too wide. You've got to get back over to the right so you can swoop it back left through turn 11 and through turn 12. It's 3/10 the gap now from Tim Corn to Dylan DeBono. This will give him a great run now through turn 12 through to turn 1. 0.33 with a drive-through penalty. That's Kevin Wakefield. You see there as well. There's a maggle run here from Dylan DeBono. I don't know if there's much Tim Corn can do, or he gives him a bit of a bump. So I think he's looking to more push away, it would seem, Dylan DeBono, than he is to... ShiBBy's incident has a little bit of a moment.
Yeah, I've been quiet because I'm keeping an eye on the bomb.
On the what?
On the Bureau of Meteorology, the bomb.
I see. Yeah, it had a little bit of a SDK completely died on me then.
SDK, OBS, iRacing all just stopped.
Oh, it's Kevin Wakefield. It's on the outside there, letting a few cars pass. So Callan's managed to make his way up into P15. So he's under main threat from Dan Bartouche, who's in P5. Looking at my little rubric. So P15 would net him 44 points. Dan needs a positive of 52 points to pass him. So, not enough at this stage. It's only 40 points the gap between the two. But still more to play for as Dan Bartush is on a bit of a mission, and certainly anything can happen with Callan Hodgkinson. As we have a look with it on board now with Dylan DeBono, Tim Corn making the run again down into turn one. Yeah, Dylan DeBono is definitely looking just to bridge the gap from John McHenry. I'm sure Tim Corn will want to pull his teammate back in on this action, make it a 2-on-1 on Dylan DeBono. And Dylan DeBono is the wiser of it, I think. That's why he's pushing Tim Corn along, not giving him the option to really bring his teammate in on the action, make matters harder for himself. The gap's up to 2 seconds to John McHenry, so great strategic decision here from Dylan DeBono to push Tim Corn along, give him the hurry up and not let himself get boxed in to the locked on lads. It gives him another little bump there through turn 4. So they run through turn 5 into Siberia, turn 6. Quick hit onto the inside. 3/10 and change the gap between the two. Dylan DeBono's been all over him the last few laps here and just wants to stretch that gap out to John McHenry behind. They run through 7 and 8, up into 9. Up the hill they go. On the brakes, just feather the brake pedal the whole way up the hill. As it crests over and you get a bucket load of understeer at the top here. Dive down the hill, in through turn 10. Only 2.2 the gap. Oh, so we look further down the pack with Mark Turner trying to make a move on Tyler Sheaf. These three guys are still going on it. Dan Bartush up into P4, looking to hunt down John McHenry at the front, try to get as many positions as he can from Callan Hodgkinson, who's up into P13, so still safe there. Callan's doing his job after starting from the pit lane. And Mark Turner just dropped off a little bit, it seemed, there through the last couple of turns. Tyler Sheaf's looking to make a move on Dan Bartush. Isn't going to be close enough for turn 2 here, but just keeps on the inside. Size up a good run out of 2 the whole way down through 3. See if he can be on the back of him for turn 4. Probably the best overtaking spot on the track. Tyler Sheaf in the Velocity Simlab car sitting in P5. So we jump back to P12 with Brennan Soper following Steven Sikovic. After that, it was the last race he had the spin, I believe.
Yeah, it was. Steven's actually
so it wasn't this race.
8 spots. Oh, I did it again!
Oh my God.
Are you kidding? This is why I'm not saying anything about how good drivers are doing in the 86s.
Oh my God.
How does it always happen? Like, seriously. It doesn't matter who the driver is.
Oh, Steven.
It could be any driver, and I'll just go, yeah, they're having a great drive, and around they go.
Steven, no.
Look, I give him credit.
Turner up 14 spots though.
I've stopped I've stopped calling him Spinovich this season because he's had a fantastic series, but mate, when you do things like that right on broadcast, how can I not call you Spinovich? So Jake Edwards on the back of Wayne Edwards now. It's the battle of the Edwards. DeBono has just got around Corn. Hodgkinson up into P12, so that's really good for him. He's got away from the rear of the grid and has managed to work his way through. Soper's in pit lane, so Hodgkinson has just been able to jump Soper, so that'll move him up into P11. He is 8 seconds off Johnston though, so I don't know whether in the last 7 minutes here of the feature race, is he going to be able to close that gap. Sheaf now. Oh, it's Turner, Sheaf, Matouche. Sheaf down the inside. Is he going to make a meal of them both?
Yeah, he's looking hungry.
Oh!
He's looking very hungry.
What has happened there?
Just got on the rear bumper there, I think. Dylan DeBono on Sheaf. Yeah, just...
Bartouche on Sheaf.
Sorry, Bartouche on Sheaf.
Bono
Yeah, just...
still going for it up the front.
Just misjudged the closing speed there, I think. Thought maybe he was going to jump over to the right. It's hard to say. Just looked like a bit of a driver error, it would seem there from Dan Bartouche. Dare I say that may have cost him, because there's only 20 points between himself and Jordan. If that lands him a drive-through penalty, that'll drop him decent way down the order, so that could be huge for his own championship standings. That might drop him down into P4, depending on where he spits out. So jump on board with Dylan DeBono, looking to the outside of Tim Corn. Dylan DeBono's trying to make it 3 for 3 this round. That would be huge for his championship standings. He'll come from off the charts all the way up, maybe within to the top 15. Sitting on 286 points right now. So he's managed to get himself up into 21st position. That's not true. Higher than that. But trying to get the clean sweep right now is Dylan DeBono. Jordan McDonnell moves himself up into P5. We saw off screen, so he's moved himself up past championship rival Dan Bartouche. So any positions here for Jordan will be positive, will be net positive for him. He needs a positive 20 on Dan to grab that position off him. Plus 5 points for the fastest lap, which does lie in the hands of Jordan McDonnell. Drive-through penalty for car 95, Dan Bartouche. So this will be critical.
That's critical for Callan.
This will be critical. So Callan, where he's sitting at, is guaranteed P2. Even if Jordan McDonnell finishes in first, or Dan Bartouche were to finish in first, which he won't now with the drive-through penalty. Mathematically, there isn't enough points difference. So Callan is...
Bartouche is around anyway.
Bartouche is around. It's gone from bad to worse from Dan Bartouche. And you still got the drive-through penalty to serve.
So does that mean at this point McDonnell will take P3? Oh, this is going to be so close. And speaking of close, the Bono and Tim Cornt at it again. These two have not given up this whole race. Great battling.
He had a look on. He's watched a bit wide there. Tim Cornt has given the inside to Dylan DeBono, who gets onto the grass, trying to get up the inside, but a bit of fool's gold there. At the apex of turn 2, gave Tim Cornt a mega run out of the exit there through turn 3, and has given plenty of breathing room down into turn 4. So there was a gap there at turn 2, but it may have not been beneficial to go for it. You can see how hard Dylan DeBono is pushing. He runs it all the way out wide on the exit of 4 as they run through 5 and 6. Sweeping it around, he's still within 6/10, still well within touching distance. Dylan DeBono, seeing how quick he has been here all evening. I believe he has raced here in real life as well, which I'm sure has aided in his performance this evening. He's got that real life mental reference as they make the run down through turn 10. Gets it put up nicely, and you just see how much Dylan DeBono closes in the braking zones over Tim Cornt. So much more confident on the brakes, it would seem. Gap sits at 0.3 of a second as they make the run through turn 12. This will be a huge run from Dylan DeBono. 0.3, almost the perfect gap, it would seem. Running through the final couple of turns down to 0.2. The overspeed is going to be massive for Dylan DeBono as they make the run down towards turn 1. Tim Cornt covers off the inside. Dylan DeBono is going to have to go the long way around through turn 1. They run side by side now. Wheel to wheel through turn 1. Tim Cornt gives him just enough room, and Dylan DeBono hangs it around the outside, keeps it on the inside of a turn 2. Tim Cornt isn't able to hold it around the outside. Around a long radius of turn 2. Slots back in behind Dylan DeBono, but it's not over yet. Looks like a compromised exit there for Dylan DeBono as they run side by side now through turn 3. It'll be the inside here for Tim Corn. As they just keep it wheel to wheel, but the door banging on the way down to turn 4. Later on the brakes there for Tim Corn. Are you able to sweep around the outside? Dylan DeBono is going to keep the nose in. As they're still door to door the whole way around. As they're door banging. Dylan DeBono trying to sweep the whole way around Siberia. Isn't able to get it done. Tim Corn's going to get a good run out, but still a bit of overlap between the two. Ooh. All sorts of unsettled. Bit of touch and go there between the two. Tim Corn just able to keep it on the track. That was so close to losing it there for Tim Corn. Looks to have just maybe jumped across the nose there of Dylan DeBono as they make the run through turn 10. As that 2.5 tenths it's at right now. So we saw this gap last time for Dylan DeBono the other way around. A little bit closer this time for Tim Corn. He gets a good run out of the final turn. They're going to be side by side already on the whole way down the straight.
This
as
is
we
white flag.
The white flag, and the gap is only 2 100ths to start the final lap of the race. As they're side by side, bit of door banging again into turn 1. Careful not to wash wide. Dylan DeBono able to keep the inside. He's going to have the inside again for turn 2. Managed to jump back across onto the racing line. 80s run the whole way through here. Tim Corn at 3 tenths the gap. As we're on board with Jordan McDonnell on Mark Turner, trying to salvage every point he can. Jordan McDonnell, he does have fastest lap of the race, so there'll be 5 extra points to his extra championship total, and every point will count for him at this stage of the race. So this position on Mark Turner could be vital. He looks to the inside. As something's happened to Tim Corn ahead, he's dropped back massively. John McHenry's jumped up to P2. Jordan McDonnell up into P4 as he's trying to make his way past Mark Turner. That's P3 for more Jordan McDonnell. So something massive's happened to Tim Corn. He's dropped all the way down to P6. We make the run now through turn 7 as we have a quick replay of what happened to Tim Corn, between Tim Corn and Dylan DeBono. So Dylan DeBono's up ahead now. He's just too late on the brakes, it would seem like, for Tim Corn. He's gone massively long there at turn 4. Done a good job to get it back to the service road. But huge time loss.
Yeah, I thought he would have just stuck to the road then and kept going, but straight across Bartouche. Battling against a very unhappy looking car of Pete Breton. This has really thrown a spanner in the works. So Bartouche now, if he can hold this spot, will be finishing in P11. But Dylan DeBono is going to make it 3 for 3 for the Velocity Sim Lab driver and take out our feature race here tonight. John McHenry, our championship winner for the Shannons Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals for the Locked On Lads Racing Team. Jordan McDonnell will get himself up 12 spots after not being able to finish race 1 and finishing at the back of the grid for race 2. Will get himself some points with a P3 finish. This is going to be extremely close. Callan Hodgkinson in the running for a championship position of P2, finished down in P9, with the other man battling it out for that podium finish, Dan Bartouche, right behind him in P11. So while Greeny does the points to see who does take out P2 and P3,
I'll do the top 3 first,
that's all we
and
need.
then I'll run through the rest of the grid.
So we know Mr. John McHenry is your championship winner.
So John McHenry took out the championship last round. Just, you know, consistency isn't all around for John McHenry. Got a bit of a head start on rival Jordan as well. So after the first 2 races where Jordan only was able to manage 8 championship points across the first 2 rounds, and then 97 in the third and final round because he picked up fastest lap as well. Finishes him in third place on 1,109. So it's Callan Hodgkinson on 1,148, picking up 64 points in the third race and 60 points for Dan Bartouche. Finishes him on 1,092. So were Dan not to go around and pick up that drive-through, he unfortunately would have finished P3, it would seem.
So our championship finish here tonight is McDonnell in third, Callan Hodgkinson in second,
Yes.
and J-Mac in first. I'm going to send that information through to our race steward so he
And Dan
can...
Bartouche in fourth, but not
Yeah.
just to clarify, because that was our closest battle.
Yeah, no, great driving here for the championship round. What a finish. Couldn't have expected anything more or anything less. I think the guys are trying to do burnouts. Oh, we're actually seeing some burnouts. No way.
Yay.
How is this a thing? I don't think we've actually seen a burnout in the 86 all season. Oh, it's that Trixie look, a little bit on the grass just to get those tyres going. So, great finish. I have just sent who we would like to grab to the comms box. So we are going to, of course, talk to Dylan DeBono. We can't ignore the man's drive tonight with 3 from 3. So we will be starting our interviews with our absolute race dominator tonight, Dylan DeBono, and then we'll move on to our championship drivers here tonight. Thank you for joining us this evening for the final round of the Shannons Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals. So let's get into these interviews.
I'm just going to quick fill out the rest of this table.
Has to be the everything's being slow.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's annoying me. Anyway, we will get onto our podium interviews and we'll grab Dylan DeBono down in here. Good evening, Dylan.
How are you guys?
Good, mate. Good. Great to see you back out on track, mate. And 3 from 3 tonight to take the championship round and just smash it out of the park, mate. Well done. What a phenomenal drive tonight.
Yeah, cheers, guys. I didn't see that one coming at all. I popped into the Discord. I think I spoke to someone and they said, 86 at Phillip Island's not. I was like, man, I can't give that a miss. Oh, I'm definitely coming for that.
This
and
is
yeah,
one of
it was
your
good
favourite
fun.
tracks, isn't it?
Yeah, I love Phillip Island. It's
Yeah.
such a good fun track, you know.
Yeah, I remember talking to you, I think, during the TCR series, actually, when we ran Phillip Island as well, and very, very happy. And you could actually see it in your driving tonight, mate. You had the pace absolutely down pat, and Jordan McDonnell has sort of been running away on some of the other tracks, you know, getting a really good gap and breaking away from the pack, mate, but he could not shake you in that first race.
Yeah, the first race, you know, it was a tough one. I think it was 3 of us battling, me, Jordan, and I think it might have been Tim. And you know, I sort of found at the end there, it just the tyre wear started getting me a lot, and then I was like, oh man, we're in trouble here. And I just thought I'd just keep pressuring Jordan, hopefully he makes a mistake, and yeah, it came about, and yeah, that sort of set the night off.
Yeah, well done, mate. Hey, are you able to commit to a full series next season?
I'm going to give it my best shot. You know, real life racing is pretty hectic at the moment, but yeah, I'm going to give it my all.
Oh, mate, look, I honestly would love to see you out here from a full season. I've followed you and your driving since I've been with SRW, and I know you're extremely quick in cars of the likes of the TCRs and the 86s, mate. So be great to have you and the Velocity Sim Lab team out here for a full season, mate, and really show us what you can do.
Yeah, I've registered for the the 86 and the F3, but I've seen there was no TCR, which is a little bit disappointing. But the 86 seems to be the next best thing to go racing, which keen to look forward to.
Yeah, mate. Well, congratulations. What a great way to finish the season, mate. Even though you didn't get to race with us the whole season, we do also follow your real life racing, mate. So doing extremely well there, buddy. Let's cheers to next season, and you get the opportunity now to shout out all your sponsors.
Yeah, just thanks to SRW. You guys put on a good league. Every week I come race, and there's always new people racing, and it just gets better and better. So big thanks to you guys.
No problems at all, mate. You want to shout out your team?
Yeah, Velocity Sim Labs. They get the job done. Just shout out to Jordan. He's been helping me out a little bit. We're just going at it and getting the dog done.
Oh, well done, mate. It shows that you have some serious pace and could be like really, really quick, mate. I honestly hope you and the team can get over here for next season, mate. I'd be looking forwards to see what you can do.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thanks, mate.
No problems, mate. Go and have a good rest and get ready for season 4, Dylan, and we should hopefully talk to you again soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Thanks, guys.
That was our 3-4-3 race winner tonight. Absolutely showed his form here at Phillip Island. Dylan DeBono, driver of the 03 car for Velocity Sim Lab. We are now going to move on to your championship podium, starting with the man that thought he may not see himself on the podium here this season as he missed the four first races. He's live streaming something right now, so we're going to drag him in anyway. Jordan McDonnell from, I was going to call Velocity Sim Sport, from Maverick Sim Sports, mate. You got yourself a championship podium finish.
Yeah, I pretty happy with that. Might not sound too happy. It was a bad night in office, so I don't know where I finished, but it'll be second or third. So it's pretty cool to jump in and be in contention. Hopefully next season we can come away with the championship. That'll be the goal, so see what happens.
Have you had much chance to battle with Dylan DeBono through this season? I know he hasn't driven too many races.
Yes and no. We're good friends outside of the racing, so we actually did the 24-hour Le Mans together and that, so I know he's a peddler, and we were having some battles in practice, and obviously that first race I made a mistake and just tried to take too much out of the car and make something spectacular for the stream if I pulled it off, but all I did was put it in the fence. So he's a good dude and races hard and has that kind of mongrel in him which I like racing against, which is just send it or bend it kind of deal.
Yeah, but it was really, really great show of driving across the whole field tonight, mate. You did extremely well to come in very, very late into this series and still claw your way up into this podium third place position, mate. So really great turnout for the Maverick Sim Sports, and you guys definitely deserve this third place, mate. So congratulations, and we definitely look forward to seeing you and the 6 drivers you're bringing along with you out here on track next season, mate. It's going to be an absolute cracker. 40 cars registered already. Series is full. So one last time this season, mate, shout out all your sponsors and the people that keep you out on track.
Stefan from Simblacks, Custom Graphics, Baslade Beauty, Auto Care Pukekohe, all the Maverick boys for jumping in and having a crack. I know they're excited for next season and looking to improve, so tonight obviously wasn't the best showing for us at all, by all of us to be fair, but it should be good, and thanks to SRW for the league, you guys to the stream, and gutted that season 4's I think a few weeks or a month away or something like that, so
4
I want to
weeks,
keep racing,
mate. Hey, you're going to join the mini season. You can join the mini series. We haven't announced it yet, but there is going to be a 4-week mini series in the 86s.
Ooh.
Yeah, and the V8s. And the V8s. So 4-week mini-series of the V8 supercars and the 86s in the off-break, both broadcasted. So we're not stopping completely. We want to keep something running for the drivers in that off-season.
Yeah, well, you definitely see me in the 86. I've hung up the gloves for the supercar. I've decided to pursue some other kind of cars, and the 86s is obviously a bit slower than those other cars, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. And obviously, as you've seen tonight and through most of the series, you know, the battles are insane. So it's definitely a fun car to be driving around, even though it's a little bit slow.
Yeah, well, it does make for that great racing. Phillip Island really put on a show tonight, mate. So congratulations on your podium, P3. It's going to be really interesting to see you run a full season, mate. The top of the table is going to be even closer by the end of next season, and I can already see it. So again, huge congratulations, mate. Keep an eye out on Discord and our socials for those mini-series releases, mate, and we'll see you out on track again.
Thanks, boys. And before I go, shout out to Nate Kane and his bald head. That's a tradition that is not going to stop. He hates it. But
I'm going to get on board. I'm going to get on board with that as well. So, yeah. Awesome, mate.
His nickname now is for our server name's Nate Kane is balding. So if you see one of those servers up in IRacing hosted, jump in and have a skid.
Definitely will, mate. Well, go and celebrate with your team, and as I said, keep an eye out for those mini-series. They will be released in the next couple of days, mate. So congratulations again.
Awesome, mate. Thank you.
All right, that was third place in our championship. Jordan McDonnell for the Maverick Sim Sports team. We need to move on and get through this as we move on to Callan Hodgkinson of the Crisscross Racing team, taking out second place in our championship here. Hey, Callan, how you doing, mate?
Good, guys.
Good, mate. How'd you feel? That was some pressure there towards the last end to see who was going to end up in second place.
Yeah, and then my computer dropped out just before gridding in the last, which made a bit more pressure. So I managed to get out there and ended up 10th. A few mistakes tonight, but that was the thing tonight. It was one of those tracks where you could make a mistake and be down the order, but then within 5 laps you're back up the front. So you just never know.
The racing was extremely close tonight. We did see a few mistakes across the field from multiple drivers, and you're not wrong. It didn't really break up the racing too much, and everybody was able to catch back up, mate. You had a phenomenal drive tonight. I was biting my nails in that when you had that incident and flew back down to P11 from P2. And we were doing the calculations live as the race was going, trying to work out like if you finished there or how many points you needed to stay in front of Bartouche. I believe the final points between you and Bartouche was only 7 points.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah. So close, mate. So close.
Yeah, I knew it was definitely tight, so...
Oh, sorry, you and Jordan, not Bartouche. You and Jordan.
I thought, wow, yeah, Jordan. Yeah, I knew it was close, and then he's always up the front. So I thought, and then the first 2 races he had a shocker, and I thought, oh, I'll probably hang on here, but yeah.
Yeah, man, I was scurrying away in the background doing the maths, trying to figure out, how many points. But you did the dirty work in the first 2 races, so even with your disconnects right at the start there, you did your hard yards early and put yourself in a really good spot for the final race. And yeah, P10 was more than enough, mate. Finished on 1,148 points to take out P2. Jordan was behind you on 1,109. So plenty of good work there in your first 2 rounds. That's for sure.
Yeah. I had a good season. It was. It's a good series. It seems to always come down to the last round, whether it be first or second battling for it. I remember doing it with you, Ryan, a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah, the last 2 rounds, the famous bottle, the Bathurst Alton bottle that I did. Yeah, well, I'll see you back out on track next season anyway, mate.
Beautiful.
Yeah, well done, Callan. It was a phenomenal drive from you this season. definitely deserve to be up on that podium. You fought hard for it and really made sure that you locked it in here in our championship round, mate. It is now completely up to you to shout out all your sponsors that keep you out here on track.
Oh,
Has Callan dropped? Oh, Callan dropped. You back, Callan?
I think he may have just left on his own then.
Works and
No, he's shouting out his sponsors.
His mic's on the other side of the room.
Not sure what's happened. He
Callan?
did have some internet issues. I'll do
He
it
was back
for
in the
him.
green room.
Jennifer Russell, Real Estate, Pool Master, Shunts Scenery, and of course all of the guys over at Criss Cross Racing. Great drive from Callan. Not sure what's happened. But
I'm sorry, guys. It disconnected off my phone.
that's all right, mate.
That's all right,
I
mate.
know your sponsors, so I gave them all a shout out for you, bud. So
Thanks, mate.
no problems, Callan. But yeah, you back here next season?
Yeah, of course.
Heck yeah, awesome, mate. We'll go and celebrate with your team, mate. We need to get on to John McHenry because you know I'm going to want to get out in the radicals tonight, so want to get this done and get in the seat myself. But huge congratulations again, mate. We look forward to seeing you out on track next season.
Thanks, boys.
All right, that was P2 in our championship. Callan Hodgkinson from Criss Cross Racing. And we're going to move on over to our championship winner who will take home the Piston Cup. John McHenry, Mr. Consistent from Locked On Racing. Hey, mate.
How you doing?
Mate, we told you last week you'd won it.
Yeah, and I knew it, but I wasn't going to jinx myself.
No,
Yeah, you didn't want
no.
to hear it. You can't jinx the mathematics, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No,
I was like trying to tell you last week. I'm like, no, you can't lose. You're
And
like,
that's why I was laughing at Greedy. I was just like, just stop, man. He knows he's won. Like, but it was good to...
I also knew that this track was not a favourable one for me, that anything could have happened, and that first race showed it.
you could have not rocked up and you could have been to watch the race with a beer in your hand. You still would have won.
Yeah, look, I mean, it took the pressure off in a lot of ways in the end, so I know a lot of the boys are doing 145s. I've not done a 145 yet on this track, so I knew I wasn't going to be pushing too many people up the front. Otherwise, if I can just cruise around and have some fun in the back or mid-pack, I'll have some fun around there.
Yeah, well, mate, you finished in your favourite spot, P4. It seems to be, over the last couple of seasons, those P4 finishes have really just sort of kept you right up the front of this championship point race, mate. So congratulations, a phenomenal season.
It has been. It's been a great season. It's great fun, actually. It's I think when boys put out the call for driver selection of tracks this season, a lot of what fell sort of was nice and favourable for tracks I love racing on. So that was handy. Some great racing throughout the whole season with different people up the front throughout different races. Cal and I always seem to find each other season after season in different cars, beside each other racing and having a great time, sort of thing. And I had huge respect for the guy for how he races and how we race together. We always have great fun. It's nice and clean. We had Bruce White up there for quite some time. Jordan, when he jumped into it, it's been great to have Jordan on board, and he's got the pace up there. Sometimes I could match it, but I couldn't quite get the consistency with him. But certainly great fun having Jordan out there, and how he goes about it's good fun. Dan Bartush up there as well, especially the last few rounds. Sort of, he certainly found a little bit more consistency in it there, and yeah, there's a few to watch for next season, and there's a lot more people coming into it too. So it'll be a jam-packed grid next season.
Oh, it's going to be a big season next season, mate. And did you get your registration in before it filled up?
Did you not say?
Mate, he was the first one.
Yeah, good job,
He was
mate.
the first one, mate. He was chomping at the bit.
I've got a lot to keep on top of, all right? I can't remember everybody who registers, but no, good on you, mate. Congratulations again on a great season for the Locked On Lads racing team, mate. Would you like to give those awesome causes that you and the team race for a big spruik?
So we'll start with cure cancer. No one wants it, no one likes it, but Cure Cancer Foundation out there is raising money to try and find that that elusive cure. We can all hope that one day we do see it. We may not see it in our lifetime, but the funding goes towards future generations to try and find that cure for it, so no one has to suffer from it. On top of that, then we've got Livin, organisation there with the hashtag of it ain't weak to speak. If you're struggling mentally, just feeling depression or any of those sorts of things, there are people in the phone lines there. I don't have them handy, but you can look them up. They're there. They're always doing good work, trying to help as many people as they can who are suffering any sort of mental distress or any of those sorts of things. They're there to listen. They're there to help. Don't be afraid to speak, and don't be afraid to pick up the phone and ask for that help from the organisation or just from anyone that you know. Don't be weak. Don't feel you got to do it alone out there. After that, we've got Shitbox Rally, which Peter Wilkinson and Vic are both heading off on in June next year, driving from, I think it's Melbourne to Alice Springs, raising money through the Shitbox Rally for Cancer Council Australia. The guys have both been quite heavily touched by some things in the last 12 months, and to see both of those guys out there, I've got huge respect for both of them and how they hold themselves and how they hold their heads up high with what they've been through, and also they're a couple of great blokes, and hopefully we can raise the money for them to get onto the rally to start with, and then continue to raise more money after that for Cancer Council Australia. Such a great cause. Yeah, that's pretty much it for it. Thanks to the boys, all the boys at Locked On Lads, teammate who jumped in, Timmy Cornt, who's wasn't able to do every round with me, but certainly was nice to have another car out there in the Locked On Lads livery. And Timmy's a great racer and great bloke within the team that look forward to racing with him next season, that's for sure.
Yeah, mate. Well, it was great to see another Locked On Lads driver come on through and give you a bit of team assistance, mate. Great season from you. I think that nickname, Mr. Consistent, is going to be sticking around for a bit longer, mate. So.
Hope so. Look, I mean, apart from that, thanks to you guys on comms, doing the broadcast. I know what goes in behind the scenes on all that, and you do a great job week in, week out with what you do. It's great to watch it back. I usually have it on whilst racing and hear what's going on, and it gives me a good little distraction sometimes that you need whilst you're out there. To the wider admin staff of SRW, again, I know the tireless work that goes into putting on multiple seasons, season in, season out, and keep it going, boys. You're doing a great job. It shows by everyone that's out there. Race controllers, it's been great to have them there each week, and Dan, who's done a lot of it solo through the 86s, he's done a great job. Tyson looking after them all on top of that, and to the sponsors for SRW's 86 series, the Shannons Toyota 86 Nationals, thanks for sponsoring it, guys, and that's it.
Awesome, mate. Well, go and relax or celebrate, whatever you want to do, or come race the 86s. So, I mean, the SR8s. I hope they don't start the session without me, because I'm trying to get in there.
Let's just stay here a little bit longer than Shib.
No, don't you bloody dare, you bastard.
No, get in there, Shib.
Yeah. All right, mate. Congratulations. Look forward to seeing you and the team back out here again next season, mate. So, huge congratulations. And, of course, Steve and I will reach out to you about getting your Piston Cup sent out to you for your championship win, mate.
That's all right. Stephen and I might actually catch up for our lunch. And
there is a lunch that needs to be had.
Well, we owe each other one, and we've tried a couple of times but failed, and literally passed each other in the car a few times, going different directions. So
you might be able to get that cup delivered in person, mate. So.
We may be able to.
All right, mate. Well, congratulations again, and we'll catch up soon.
Cheers, guys.
That was your championship winner here for the Shannons Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals. Wow, that was a mouthful. I'd like to give a huge shout out to, of course, Shannons Insurance for coming on board for the Toyota GR86 Nationals. Warren and Brown Tools, of course, for our round sponsor. Promo department for safety, car, fastest lap, and qualifying is all handled by Racecraft Simulations. We also couldn't do it without the help from Grim Industries, home of the V8 coffee table, temptingsweets.com.au, Rare Spares, and of course simrigs.com. I have been Nathan ShiBBy Howard. My friend next to me in the comms box has been Ryan Green, not Ryan Price, as much as I like to call him Ryan Price. But that is our championship round wrapped up. Keep an eye on our socials for those mini-series that will be coming live to your screens once a week in our 4-week break. And I am going to end this stream by saying stay safe and race hard.